Hello folks, and thanks for tuning in again for the Solar Van Man video channel. I'm with Victoria and Peter, and we're going to talk about the work that we did on their Sun Lite 16 travel trailer. So let's talk first about what were the energy goals, what did you start out with, and what did you decide that you needed?
Well, we had just recently upgraded to this trailer, which is better for off-roading than the previous trailer we had, and we wanted to be able to stay off-grid longer. Didn't have to be off-grid indefinitely because we run out of water and we have to dump our tanks after about a week. So our goal was to be able to stay out and not worry about our electricity usage for about a week.
We're fans of BLM land.
Yeah, we like
to go up a fire road and take a right and hang out.
You're true boondockers,
right,
in the literal sense, and that you're at the end of the road, you're on the government land, and you used to be able to last how many days?
3 if we were careful, you know. And plus
the big ship,
this new camper has an electric fridge, where our old one had propane, and it uses a ton of energy, unfortunately.
The refrigerator.
Yeah, so that was a kind of shocker to us, and we were real disappointed the first time, you know, before the upgrade. We were disappointed that we couldn't stay off-grid as long as we wanted.
Run the fridge as a refrigerator, and then had a couple containers full of ice and ran it as a cooler for a couple days.
Yeah, which isn't ideal.
So it wasn't exactly optimal.
And we did DC-DC charging on your Honda Ridgeline.
That was a big deal.
Yeah.
Just to be able to charge up while we're driving fully. I mean, whatever system we had before, I don't even know what it was, but it wouldn't charge all the way up when we were driving, and we were worried about the alternator.
Yeah, the old style, I don't know whether it's the old style AMG batteries or what, but they'd only go to 90-something%.
Not even, yeah.
It was an imperfect gauge that we have in there, you know, and within an hour of using it, it's down to 75 again. So it's like, what the heck?
Yeah, so the 7-pin is not going to give you the charge that you're looking for in the AGM, but we upgraded the battery too. So we did 460 amp hour Vatrer.
And I'm so glad, because I was kind of leaning towards the smaller battery. I'm like, I don't really think we need that much. And I'm so glad you kind of said, oh, that's fine, but
no one has ever come back and said, I wish I bought less batteries.
Yeah, you know, and you made it fit, so it's like I'm really thankful for that.
The fact that you and Brandon could get that thing tucked in that tight spot was very impressive.
We'll show some pictures, because we went with a custom box. There was nothing off the shelf that would fit this, so we started with a marine grade enclosure. We've got the ventilation, but the battery's protected, and the battery is weatherproof. But, you know, we also wanted some concealment, and we wanted some security, and so we did some very simple locks on there, but it is definitely a theft deterrent.
Yeah, and that's the sort of thing I couldn't, you know, when I was calling around initially about what I wanted to do, and everybody just wanted to plop up, I think it's a 360 amp hour battery, and they wanted to put it under the dinette seat, which would have been okay, but we kind of need that storage space.
That's a lot of what we like. It's a tiny camper.
Yeah.
And so the reason we like it is the ceiling height gives us a lot of cabinet space, but we also need the cabinet space underneath those two cushions, and they were going to eat up one of them. And I don't know, you helped us find the restart switch on the furnace, which we didn't even employ you for, and they were going to be plopping a battery right in front of where we needed to get to restart the furnace too. So I don't know. Thank you on 3 levels for that.
Well, we also installed, courtesy, a new battery in the truck, so we just charged for the battery. We went to hook up the DC charging, and
I totally forgot about that too.
The battery was it was no good, so it was at the end of its life, and so. It's these projects are never simple, and this one certainly was not, because again we wanted you to have 100% of the dinette space. We didn't want to go into the dinette. Engineering it about we definitely spent the time and figured it out.
Well, and everything's done so precisely too. I mean, I don't know where you're from,
I know
Brandon,
we don't
but
see
he's
it, but
fastidious, perfectionist.
He is a perfectionist.
And it's nice.
Yeah. A true perfectionist is someone that if you give them 3 days to do the job, it will take 3 days, and they will busy the whole time.
Yeah.
If they have 2 that could do it right, he never stops perfecting. He
You
is.
know, we were
Yeah.
impressed.
He's
And it's-
meticulous.
And especially because, you know, some of that wiring is in that storage space there, and we just, you know, throw stuff in and out of there. So to have it neat and tacked up against the wall and know what it is and where it is.
Yeah, and he's
That's a big deal
He's
when
a
I'm-
zip strip master.
Yes. Zip strips, labels.
Everything tucked.
Yes.
So.
And the tech loom is a real nice touch. It protects the wire, but it also makes the wire look nicer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So we'll throw some pictures of that into the video as well. But yeah, it was custom start to finish. You know, there isn't there'll never be another one of these. I mean, you know, if we
Yeah.
do another Sun Lite 16, it'll be
Yeah.
they'll have
Snap.
different needs.
I was
Right.
just going to say,
Yeah.
plus, as far as I can tell, every one of those Sun Lite 16s is done a little different. People are on the websites are like, is yours like this? They're like, no.
They're
Yeah.
low volume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they, you know, it's not unusual for RVs to have, unlike cars, to have what they call flying air changes. So the
Mhm.
changes they'll make
Yeah. Just
when they come up with an
a little
improvement,
different piece of equipment. Just do it differently.
and
Yeah.
it starts from that serial number
Yeah.
forward until they change it again. And so that's fun that you it's fun that
Look,
you're
we
in the
can't
group.
even get an owner's manual for this year. There's one for the year before and one for the year after, and it's a mishmash of the two. It's like, okay, whatever.
But it's a great layout. It's
We love it.
lot. It's a
Oh,
very
and we
fun-
love it. I mean, we're at 7, probably 8 days if we behave a little better, and if we wanted to, you know, get the solar panel next year, if that's in the budget or something, we could probably just go to Colorado and not come back.
Yeah, we'll stretch you out indefinitely
Yeah.
if we
Yeah,
load the
no,
roof
it's good
up.
to know if we want to just not worry about it at all. We can.
Well,
go that
and it was
route
nice
too.
to have the DC-DC charger because a lot of times we like tucking in under the trees, and you know, so you're not, you know, what little solar panel we have up there right now would not really be exposed to the sun. So
Yeah, with the small roof space, you are far better parking in the shade and doing the portable suitcases.
Yeah.
So we'll do an Anderson connector just like this one, quick disconnect, and you'll put the
right.
portable suitcases out, and
Mhm.
adding 800 watts would be simple. And then
And I'm gonna make you make a rack or something to attach to the outside of our trailer when we travel.
well, you'll fold them up. They fold up. You'll throw them in the back. It's the collapsible.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Well,
then
we'll bring Brandon a chocolate cake. Although it might delay him an hour.
yeah, what you can do actually, when you take them out of the bed, if you're not going to set them up right away, you can set them underneath the rig, and then when you want to send them out,
Yeah.
you send them out. You know, if
Right.
you have options.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could. I mean, we could make a rack for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So
I did really want to thank you for being so responsive, though, when we have called both before. You know, nobody else picked up their phone and talked to us right away, and after when we had questions, it's gotten to be so unusual to call a business and just have them pick up the
In
phone and
this
answer the
particular
questions.
industry, they just
Well,
don't
in
want.
a lot of industries, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
but
I appreciate that.
yeah, RV is particularly tough,
Yeah.
and
But yeah, not to have to wait for someone to call back. It's really nice.
I personally admire your enthusiasm for the task, to be honest. I was a teacher for 35 years, and a lot of what I succeeded at as a teacher was just enthusiasm, excitement for being with kids, excitement for history and economics. And you just, I mean, from the first phone call, you were excited about delivering power to a camper. I'm like, ain't my cup of tea, buddy, but the fact that you love it, it's nice to work with somebody who truly seems to enjoy the task. Not just, I mean, it's a business. You want it to be a business, but the fact that you're excited about it too, I admire that, because it takes energy to bring that energy and excitement to the job every day.
it's a passion.
Yeah, and it's neat, and you can feel it. It's cool.
I was when I started boondocking 30 something years ago. They wasn't
Yeah, you
called
didn't have any,
boondocking.
right.
I was just I knew it as camping.
Mm.
But my uncle has a lot to do with two of my uncles. One of my uncles owned a converted Greyhound in 1960.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Greyhound.
Those old ones, yeah.
It was an old tour bus,
Mhm.
and my other uncle was he was a boondocker. You know, we had a 1968 truck camper.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Sometimes it leaked,
Yeah.
and so I learned primitive
What's that
camping.
dripping on my forehead?
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've had a few of those. And then many decades of just trying to camp with as little energy as possible, as little input as possible.
Yeah, it's gotten
Right.
a lot easier now, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
being able to camp on
Almost like a hard shell tent, really, is probably what you were doing.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's now I have a hard shell motorhome because I still have very modest energy usage, even though I have a driver and it has a diesel generator.
Right.
We live off 12-volt systems.
well, yeah, that's as you
just
know,
like
that's
you guys
exactly
do.
what we do. We don't,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, you get a day like today, you don't just...
we want to be outside enjoying it, so we're
Yeah,
not
we
going to
just
go
throw the
where
windows
it's
open
100
and let it go
degrees.
down to
Yeah.
60 overnight, and you got a duvet. It's the same thing as a sleeping bag, so you don't need the AC.
Yeah, I agree.
I can count on one hand the number of times we've like needed the air conditioning.
Yeah, and if we do,
And
you know, if we have to,
we come in from
go
boondocking
to,
after 4 or 5 days. You
get a
get some
camp
shore
cook.
station, plug in, and cool it down, and that's fine.
Yeah, because you have AC and you have shorts,
Right.
so
It's
Right.
just,
you can do it.
yeah, we don't usually choose to be somewhere because we want to be outside, so we're camping somewhere where the weather's decent.
That's the other thing, right? Chasing 70s,
Yeah.
they call it.
Yeah.
You go in the mountains, you can always find the right altitude.
Yeah, just keep going up if it's not cool enough yet. So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
So-
Anyway,
Thank you both so much.
oh, happy across the board.
thank you. We're
You do a
super
great
happy.
job.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
All right.
So,
Well, hey, folks, thanks for watching this segment of Solar Van Man YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, share.